guys hear me? Let me just, I feel like typing this. And this is gonna get cut from the upload to Spotify anyway, but like, yeah, Forte out here late. Wait, hold on, he sent me a message. Be there in 10 minutes, 9 minutes ago. So technically he's already late. Because late again, because he said be there in 10 minutes at 9:08, and now it's 9:18, and ain't no Forte here. It's just me. Just add a snoring sound in the background. Yeah. How you guys been? Hope you guys have had a productive week. I have. Actually, no, I have actually been super productive with work. Been getting up at 5 in the morning for work every single morning. Work hard. I mean, I just coming downstairs to the basement to my office, but still, you know, getting up, it's cold in the morning. I never go outside. It's cold. The sound of eating potato chips in the right, and then I gotta add the sound on the soundboard. The pretending to not know what the other co-host means. You say stop eating during the podcast. Do I still have that same LG Ultra gear monitor mic? You know what? One of my monitors is an Ultra gear, but it's not the same. So Gregor, I had a very unfortunate incident. This had been around like literally right before Black Friday. It was almost as if like retailers were working in conjunction with my power company. I had a massive power surge that overwhelmed my old surge protector. That's gone. Yeah, I know, cause we not live yet, cause I'm waiting for Forte. Yeah, I had to get a new surge protector, and the surge protector at least protected my PC, and well, that's not necessarily, my PC's not connected to that one. I have an UPS connected to that, but so it basically, long story short, it destroyed my monitors, and oh wow, it started over. To show up. It started over. I've realized it was a problem when none of my HDMI ports worked anymore. It was just like the screen was just bleeding. It was just bleeding all over the place, like Dallas Cowboys trying to make the playoffs. It was just a bloodbath, right? It was weird. Colors were just dying all over the place, and then so I figured, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna get a new monitor eventually, but like I don't really use the HDMI ports. I'm mostly using the display ports. And then when I realized it was like both monitors had the issue, I'm like, that's not normal. And so I looked up the behavior, and as I'm looking up the behavior, my screen is melting, not physically melting, but the actual panel is just like all of the letters and the shapes and things are just blending in, and I'm just like, what the heck? So I then had to look it up on my computer, my work computer, that yeah, this was a result of behavior typically seen after a power surge. I'm like, damn it. Daggone stupid power company. And because I'm always going after them about this, but it's what it is. There's Forte. I can't hear nothing you saying, man. You need to fix your, hold up. Well, maybe this is me. No, wait, hold on. Let me do a soundboard real quick. That is me. I can't hear Forte. Why can't I hear Forte? Forte's daughter. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. Hello? Are you ready to do this podcast, sir? So you was discussing gaming with your daughter when you was already like 5 minutes late. Y'all see what I deal with, man? Y'all see what I deal with? Well, we're not technically live. I just decided to unmute and talk with the audience who's sitting here waiting for the podcast to start. So you want me to tell them that they suck and they got big head, they got big foreheads, and it just gets bigger as they get older. It starts to look like Klingons. Really? It's kind of mean, man. It's kind of mean. All right. I didn't hear you say that again.
Nope.
Why you ain't gonna say it again?
Cause I know what you just did. You unmuted the stream, so you was trying to catch me at a catch-22. I know what's going on here.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, hey, look,
I wasn't born yesterday.
The intro, and I mean, maybe we're gonna do the intro, and then we're gonna get started.
Did you say?
Yo, this is DPS Podcast, that's Damage Per Second Podcast, episode 257. We are back on a fine Thursday night, feeling all right, a little late. We're a little late, I don't know why we late, but we late. But we
I know why.
We going.
I know why we late.
Well, why we late? Mr.
Because
Game and Forte?
Because of me. Not SloMo's fault, it's my fault.
So it's not my fault?
No, not today.
All right, well, hey then.
70% of the time it is, but not today.
Well, wait. It's like reverse those things. Like I would say probably 85% of the time, if we're late, it's you.
Huh?
15% of the time is me.
15.
And usually I try to move like heaven and earth to make sure that I'm here on time. Because I respect the sharpshooters. Respect the audience.
So what you're
Forte,
saying is,
though, I don't know.
So what you're saying is,
I don't respect
don't,
nothing, man.
I don't. Oh my God! Kind of. What paradox are we living in?
We in the prime reality. We're in the prime multiverse. We in Earth 616. We in the right one.
We in the right one. Okay.
Yeah, you know the nerds out there got that. or 616. Shout
I
out to
know
you guys
exactly
in the
what you
audience.
mean.
I appreciate you guys for hanging out while we got ourselves together. We're gonna have a awesome show as usual. But before we get started, my co-host here, Gaming Forte, what you been up to, man? What you been doing over the past week?
Closing a store. That's literally what I've been doing.
Ooh,
Tomorrow,
yeah.
tomorrow is trash day at that store. Officially broke down all my computers and stuff today. So that is 100% done. It was sad.
Explain trash day for the audience.
So basically anything that is not being taken by another store or anything that is left in the store, we throw out. And so like shelves, gondolas, anything. Some of that stuff I moved to another store. Some of that stuff, and the rest of it gets thrown out. So that's what is happening tomorrow. And then we officially clean the store, sweep, mop, vacuum the floors, make sure that it's all set for our landlord to come in and turn keys over. We do, and that happens at a later date. So, but officially the store closed. That store closed. Yesterday was the last day of business for it. So, yeah.
Is there anything you can swing a brother's way? Just like a little,
what do you
what I
want?
like. You know what I like. You know what I'm into. Wait, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Let's back that up. You know what my gaming taste is. So like,
I'm about to say you.
Is there anything there that I might have a desire to own?
Oh, I desire. Remember when that Phil Spencer I desire?
God,
my desire. So every time someone says the word desire, it's like not good. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff, man. It's I got lint, I got paper clips, I got ladder. I mean, you got to find a way to get here to get the ladder because I can't ship that to you. So, but yeah, all that type of stuff gets thrown out, bro. Refrigerator? No, we ain't throwing the refrigerator. Someone's coming to get that tomorrow.
So you ain't got no games?
Those games are gone,
Controllers?
bro. We shipped all that stuff to another store.
Come on, man. You could have had something fall off a truck. You could have took, man.
I mean, you could have had some. I mean, you could have followed the UPS truck that we put everything on, the FedEx truck we put everything on, and you could follow it and do that yourself. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I mean, I don't care that much, but still. But
are you
outside of yeah, I'm very sure.
I don't know. You sound very determined.
Outside of shutting down the store, what else have you been up to, sir?
And on top of that, I appreciate everybody. I had a couple people in the community. That's not a word. In the community, DM me.
You must have saw Ramon in the chat when you said that.
Communicate. Yeah, I know he loves me mispronouncing stuff. It's like the greatest thing ever. But a lot of people reached out to me, DM'd me, asking if I was okay, if I was affected, because it's. I think as of right now, the count is up to 471 stores.
Good.
So it's a lot. So, but yeah, I'm good. Just one of mine, and it's kind of like a relief, It is a little less pay, but I feel like the amount of stress that kind of gets lifted off you from running two individual stores is kind of it definitely lifts the weight off because you don't have to worry about scheduling and stuff. Now, I do hear people talking about, well, that means you're not built to be like a district manager, because a district manager or something like that has to deal with multiple stores, like 8 or 9 or 10. And in our case,
but they not in the trenches in them stores.
Exactly, and that's the thing.
I've been an area manager before when I used to work at rent a car. I was. I wasn't technically the area manager, but I basically ended up having to do the job for a period of time. And, it's a little bit, easier, not having to deal with the customers. Like every now and then you get an irate customer, but the fact that you're not dealing with them, literally back to back to back on a daily basis, you're able to kind of smooth things over. They ain't really mad at you. They mad at one of your employees. You could be like, what, man, whatever, man. No, I'm firing that fool after this. Don't worry about that. Okay, I got you. Okay. You can say whatever you want. You ain't really firing them, but and then you just drive around to your locations and show up and make sure everyone's doing everything they should be doing, and you take your behind back home and you get paid more. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's
definitely not easy. I definitely, there's a reason it's the succession. It's a reason that people get into that position. Because you get you get outside the store, you don't deal with customers on a day-to-day basis every day. You still deal with them. You just really deal with them when it's like an escalation or when you're visiting stores. I have been blessed. I have been blessed to have some of the best district managers I've ever had with this company. Like I've never had a situation where, I read, the tea leaves of people talking about how it's terrible, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And you may not, and there's a lot of things that we wish was different with the company. I've never had a situation where the person I directly work for was the issue. I've never, all of my man.
You're fortunate.
That's what I'm saying.
Horrible.
Listen. I know people that have had horrible managers, not inside of the company, not inside of GameStop or anything, but mostly just in other places, and I know that that's a thing. So I've been blessed in that regards. I can't speak for other people and stuff, but my district managers, they work. They come into the store, help us do resets and stuff like that. They come around and do the things, and I always tell people, your job is to make them look good, and their job is to help you get to the point where you are able to move on with your career to something else you want to. And it's always, everybody's job is to help the person in front of them. And if people understand that, then it becomes a lot easier to deal. But, the question really comes down to right now with the way that wages and stuff in the country are and the cost of living going up. Food. Listen, everybody's struggling, bro. The money you were making a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that ain't enough, bro. So it's everybody out here struggling. So it's kind of hard. Companies aren't people out here looking for jobs, and even if they're qualified, they're not getting calls back, and that's just across a whole bunch of different mediums. I know people that's been looking for.
It's time to put on the black Air Forces, man.
Yeah, bro, you who you telling? So yeah, but that's the thing. But with that being said, like I said, I appreciate everybody that kind of DM me, reached out to me, text me or anything, or Facebook message me or anything like that to see if I was good, and I appreciate that. But outside of that, man, just playing games. Jumped on some Battlefield. I jumped into PoE. One of my friends got me into PoE too. I was like, oh Lord, here we go.
Pillars of Eternity?
Yes.
Too?
Yes.
Really?
Slow-mo. I can't. I'm so hooked.
Oh, you're hooked. Oh, okay.
I'm so hooked, bro. It's over. Cause how I am. I love what is it? Asymmetric? What is it called?
Asymmetric.
Asymmetric, yeah.
Asymmetric.
Yeah, so I love
isometric.
Isometric, yeah. So I love games like that. I love Diablo. So matter of fact, I was actually gonna come out of my shell and finally play Arc Raiders. I was like,
wait, pause. Wait, I just realized something. Pause.
Yes.
Pause.
Go ahead.
So a friend of yours.
Shut up, SloMo.
Said, no, you already know what I'm about to say. But I'm going to say it for the audience so they understand how messed up you are. So a friend of yours said, hey, why don't you play some Pillars of Eternity 2 with me? A game that you ain't never even played before. Let me finish.
Go ahead,
and so then you said, sure, let me actually go load this up, install the game and load this up, and I'm going to play the game with you. Meanwhile, before I said, hey, let's play some Call of Duty. And you said, yeah, let's play Call of Duty. I already got it installed. I'll be right back. And did you come back?
Well, I told you I may come back. I said if you're in there, I said I might come back. I was when I went to sleep and woke up and I saw your message. I was like, well,
good grief. This is what I deal with. Just lies.
Lies?
I'll be back. And you just never come back. I'm just playing by myself as usual. Playing the game.
You're funny.
Solo is what I mean. Not playing by myself.
Out here cracking people's heads as you always do. Don't act like you ain't out here cracking people's heads. I know what you be doing.
Basically, you know what? Gregor's right.
What Gregor said?
Apparently, we're not friends. We're just co-workers.
Oh no, we're friends.
That's all this is. No. I mean, for friends show up for one another.
Oh Lord, friends show up for one another. That's where we at on this.
Is the guilt tripping? Is it guilting?
Not yet. We'll see. Maybe by the end of this podcast, depending on the stuff that comes out of your mouth during this podcast, maybe. I don't know. Because you in rare form today, sir. But no, I was gonna play Arc Raiders because I was like scratching an itch and saying, kind of, do I want to do it? Do I not? It was on sale, and I was like, yeah. But then he didn't have it installed. I was like, oh, that's good. That means I ain't got to play. I'm not gonna buy it. And then he was like, well, he said, yeah, I've been playing Diablo. I was like, oh. I said, Diablo. I haven't played that in a while because I ain't had nobody to really play it with. And he said, yeah. Really? Well, you don't play Diablo. Tell me I'm lying.
I own the game. If you wanted to play the game, I mean, just say something. But no, you got nobody to play that with, huh? I need to do the oh really on you. Just go ahead.
You're funny. No, but I love you. I just want you to know that. But no, that's kind of what that's kind of where it's been, just for the most part, just jumping on some PoE to enjoy the game. The game's actually pretty cool. I'm in a guild and everything. It's like, but the thing I told myself is I am not about to no life this game because he plays like every day. And I'm like, I ain't doing that. So I haven't played in like 3 days, mostly due to the fact that the store, mostly because we finally closed the store, which yesterday was the last day of business for it. So now it's basically just cleaning and getting stuff broken down. So that's the only reason I really haven't been playing. But yeah, it's actually pretty fun. But outside of that, man, played a little bit of I told you I was playing what is it? Octopath Zero. Was playing that, and that's really it. I played Battlefield early last week, like pretty much I think Friday or Saturday after the podcast. I did play a lot. The new update just came out for it. I haven't got a chance to play it, which I hear fixes a lot of things that people were like kind of like, and then they had like a new season. The new season's about to start.
But that's the topic.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. But yeah, that's it. On that one. Yeah, I'll hold that thought. But other than that, though, it's been pretty cool. And finally, I will say this: I am very refreshed since the holidays now are over. Like it took about 2 or 3 weeks to get back to a state of zen, and I'm actually feeling pretty refreshed now. But what about you, SloMo? What's been up with you?
Well. I as you see on the Jumbotron, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. You've been doing all the Fallout event stuff they got going on, and I'm grinding. I'm trying to hit Prestige Master. I'm at Prestige, I think 5 or 6, one of those. At this point now, I don't really count because everything that I typically like the stuff, the weapons, the utilities, the perks. The gear that I particularly like to use is all unlocked, permanently unlocked. So I don't really care about prestiging now. But like they added in 2 or 3, actually 3 maps from Black Ops 6.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually the only 3 maps that I liked from Black Ops 6. So I'm happy about that.
I'm with you on that.
And a few new weapons here and there, and they got like all the characters from the Fallout TV show, the popular ones, in there, which I've already acquired all three. So I'm just shooting people in the face, having a good time. I also,
as you should,
like, of course. I played the demo. I think I may have mentioned this a little while ago, but I finally bought the game. So I played the demo of Trails in the Sky first chapter. And it's your standard fare JRPG, but it's really, really good. And off of that, off the strength of the demo, I decided to buy the game. And but I'm not going to really get too deep into it. Look, your progress carries over, so I didn't have to start over or anything. But I didn't play too much further after buying the game because I'm trying to be better at finishing games that I start, and I need to go finish Demon School. So like I'm like probably about halfway through Demon School, and I'm also about probably 2/3 of the way through Unicorn Overlord. So I need to finish those two, and then I will play Trails of the Sky. So I needed I'm making it an incentive to kind of finish it. And if that makes someone listening to this believe like, well, maybe you don't really like those games, I would say I have two different reasons why I haven't finished those games. Now, I can agree with you if you want to say that about Demon School. I think the combat's dope, but I think the characters are kind of one note, and the story sucks, and the dialogue might be some of the worst I have seen in a video game. But combat's pretty decent, so I haven't uninstalled the game due to that. When it comes to Unicorn Overlord, I love that game. I love Vanillaware. I just don't love the fact that Vanillaware don't love PC, because the games are only available on console, and I, bought that game on an Xbox, and I do have an Xbox, but I barely boot that thing up. And because of that, when I do jump on the Xbox, I end up playing 30 minutes before I get distracted for something else, because I literally have a TV in almost every room of this house. And I got so many controllers. I'm gonna talk about controllers in a second. I got so many controllers and so many systems. I got a TV with a NVIDIA Shield connected to it, and I got a GameSir Cyclone 2 right beside it. I got my Switch 2 set up somewhere around here on the TV. I got my Steam Deck with a cradle set up somewhere around here. My kids' rooms got consoles. It's just every room got something. So gaming wise, and so when I get around to an Xbox, I literally have to be in a gaming mood while I'm also sitting in the room where the Xbox is, if you get my drift. So it's just it's kind of rare. So I just wish, I did buy it on the Switch, because I do kind of carry my Switch 2 around the house now. And so I probably will end up beating it on Switch 2 before I beat it on the Xbox. Just, unfortunately is what it is. What else? Oh, yeah. So my birthday is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm going to be 45 years old. 45 years young. I can say it like that. 45. You know what? 45 years old. Only old people try to say I'm 45 years. I'm 50 years young. No one cares. You're old, right? So I'm old. And now, people don't really just be like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Like you're 15 or 5 or something. No, they just be like, hey, here's a gift card. So I'm getting all kinds of gift cards. And I've been using them on some of the, things that have been popping up. Like today, what became available today is the Gillikit TT Max controller. I bought that. That's coming. I also bought which finally stopped being sold out, the Fly Digivator 5 Pro. I bought that. I got too many controllers. I'm actually trying to give some of these things away because I just got too many. And they're good controllers. They're barely used, but it's just, I don't know. I have an addiction. So, sue me. Anyway, what else? I think that's it. I think I'll give you guys feedback on the controllers because I should have them by next week. So I'll give you guys feedback then on those. But I mean that's about it for. So you ready to get into these
let's
these
get into
topics, man? Alrighty. Which one is? Oh crap! That's the. Hold on. Give me a second. And.
Oh really?
Boom. Neo 3 is coming out soon. But guess what Neo 3 also has coming soon? A demo for you Neo fans to get your little dirty Dorito fingers all into. Neo 3's demo is coming to PlayStation 5 and Steam PC on January 29th. And like with Trails in the Sky, your save data from the demo will carry over to the full game if you so wish to buy it. So, Forte.
Yes, sir.
You gonna play that demo?
Neo 3? I didn't play the first two, so probably not. Probably not.
You know?
Probably not.
I think I may have dabbled with the first one. And I know I haven't played 2. So yeah, I'm definitely skipping this one. I think it's burnt out on the genre.
On that genre, yeah. I mean, I think it's a cool because I watch people stream the first two because when they came out with that dual pack collection for PS4, or was it PS5? It might have came out on PS5. But it was a dual pack that had Neo 1 and 2 in it. I was watching people do runs of it, and it looks really, really cool, and it looks fun. But it's like, I'm not gonna put the time in to. And plus, that's not a short game either. I think in my advanced age, I've gotten to the point where like I don't know if I really want to play a game for 60 hours, 70 hours, unless I know I'm like 100% dedicated. Like I can tell you right now, the next game that I know. I will put 70, 80 plus hours in is the next Final Fantasy, whatever that R is going to be, whatever they call it. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think the R is going to be for the next Final Fantasies? Resurrection? Redemption? Final Fantasy 7 Redemption?
Oh, no, I think Resurrection might work. Yeah,
I think Resurrection. That's what I was thinking, Resurrection.
It really depends. Well, hold on. No, because Rebirth. The second one is Rebirth. What's the difference between Rebirth and Resurrection? It's like, I mean, it's too similar.
That's true. That's true. You're right. That's true. So yeah, now I gotta read.
For some people, it would be ripoff. The ripoff collection.
The ripoff collection.
I'll stick with Redemption. I'll stick with that one. Yeah.
I can see that too. But yeah, that's a whole side tangent right there. But that will be the next game, and Grand Theft Auto whenever that comes, whenever it comes out. I mean, it's a game that's cool, but I didn't play the first two, and me pretending like I'm even interested enough to even go back and play those, because I'm one of those people like I can't go and play the new one unless I played the old one. And I always tell people this story, even with Mass Effect, the first one, I got stuck and I was like, I don't like this. And I stopped playing it. And then my brother was like,
I got a random question for you.
Then my brother was like, he said, dog, did you play Mass Effect 2? I was like, no, I didn't even beat the first one. So why would I play the second one?
Forte, do not tell the story again. Do not tell the story. Everyone here heard it.
I love it.
I can tell a story for you. Go ahead. So you didn't like Mass Effect 1 in the beginning, then you quit it, and then your brother was like, yo, Mass Effect 2 is amazing. And you was like, oh, word? And then so you said, well, I haven't finished Mass Effect 1. And he was like, no, get out the Citadel, and then you could go ahead and finish it. And then you did that, and you enjoyed it.
No,
and you played 2,
that wasn't even, I didn't go off of 2. I didn't go off of that because he told me to go. It was awesome. He said, play the first mission in Mass Effect 2, and you'll be hooked. And I played the first mission in Mass Effect 2, and I was like, oh no. And I got to that screen where it gave you the option to either import your Shepard or or do cosmetic changes and make a new one. And I saw that screen and I was like, dang it, I have to go back and play the first one because I need my character to go forward. So literally when I got to that screen forced me to go play the first one. Forced me because I wanted to carry my Shepherd forward. So I was like, okay, I'm about to go play. And I started all over and did it. And that was the end right there. But that's how that kind of happened. But yeah. So, and that's the same thing with like people say Assassin's Creed. I like AC Shadows got me real close to playing it because I think it's really cool. And I like the whole feudal Japan look that they have on it.
It's a good game.
I hear it is, and I know it has nothing to do with the original Assassin's Creed anymore. But the fact that I quit the first one and never went back and played it, and I didn't play the second one or the third one or Brotherhood or any of those, I was like, yep, I just never played the franchise. So I just refused to play any Assassin's Creed, unfortunately. But
I didn't really care for all the stealth ones, but
yeah,
I mean,
Black Flag looked really cool.
The more action-oriented ones. I heard Black Flag is pretty cool. I've never played that one either. But I did play Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much. It was just too much bloat on the screen with stuff to do that just really kind of took me out. Same thing with Valhalla. Although I didn't really like Valhalla as much as I was enjoying Odyssey before I got overwhelmed. Shadows I probably have spent the most time in. Like I probably got like halfway through that game before I finally said, you know what, I just can't do it no more. But didn't I say I had a question for you?
Yeah, you did.
Did I ask you the question?
You did not.
See, this is old age. You turn 45, you just, you have questions, and then if you can't answer it or ask the question right on the spot, it's gone forever. Sorry. So I don't remember what I was going to ask.
He's like that ship done sailed.
It's back. It's back. Okay, so Final Fantasy VII Remake at the end of this month is going to come out on Xbox and Switch 2. Are you getting that and playing it on either of those platforms?
I was thinking about getting well, is it the Final Fantasy? There's regular Final Fantasy 7 and then Final Fantasy 8, the dual packet. Then there's and then like you said, there's Remake that's coming to Switch 2. I might do Remake. I don't know if I want to go through.
You already beat that though, right? On PlayStation.
Yeah. But I still might buy it on Switch just to go through it again on Switch.
Yeah, I've beat it like 5 times at this point.
Yeah, I can
on PlayStation and well, not like 5 times on each platform, but
total,
like 5 times.
Yeah, so it definitely won't be a day one because I could put my money somewhere else. But I will end up at some point getting that on Switch because I do want to. I like playing games like that on the go where I could just pick it up and just play it when I'm sitting there doing nothing. Because this is the thing some people don't realize. Sometimes you just be sitting there and you might be watching TV, or I might be watching a football game and this football game is trash, but I don't want to turn it off because I just want to sit there and like listen to it.
You was watching the Cowboys game?
Oh, that. Listen, let us all rejoice. Let us all rejoice. That was great. I was like, oh my God. I said, I'm so happy that I don't have to pay attention to this, because guess what I was doing while that game was on, SloMo? I was playing Octopath Traveler 0. Like, looked up, like, there goes another one. I'm sorry, Gregor. I'm so sorry.
I'm just tweaking Gregor in the chat. That's all. Like I really should have said when you said a trash football game. I should have said the Eagles, because Jalen Hurts can't. Jalen Hurts has to like It's funny because he'll throw for. Have you heard the statistic? Now we really in the weeds. Have you heard the statistic that Jalen Hurts, if he throws for more than 30 times in a game, they lose. They're guaranteed to lose. It's like that for the past 2 or 3 years. It's pretty pathetic, But that's the Eagles fans. They think he's great, because they're kind of uneducated and stupid. But anyway, so all right,
but the funny, wait, hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, he could say that. Hold on to go ahead. Okay, look, I bought FF7 Remake. Guess which platform I bought it on? I mean, already owned it on PC and PlayStation. Guess which platform I bought it on?
Well, it's not out on Switch 2 yet, but you probably did.
You could pre-order it.
Yeah, you can pre-order it on Switch 2. Yeah. Did you buy it on Switch 2? You probably did.
I did not.
You bought it on Xbox?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so.
Yeah, I definitely need to hear this. Because you already beat it on. It's not like you haven't played it on a high-end system already. So you played it on PC. You played it on PS5. You played it on PS4 too. So it's not like you are. So it's like you bought it on. Like the Switch version would be the version that I would say a person like you should have bought it on, because it's a different experience. It's like you're getting the same experience that you got on Xbox for PlayStation.
This is going to sound
PC
super petty.
Okay,
lazy. Combination of pettiness.
I kind of know. I know where this is going. Yeah, I know where this is going. Okay. But go ahead.
So I'm sitting on the couch where the Xbox is connected to a TV that's in front of. Okay, that's the part of the house I'm at, and I look at my phone and I see that like FF7 Remake is available for pre-order on the Xbox and the Switch. And this is the laziness part. I didn't feel like getting the Switch to pre-order it. So the Xbox is right there. And so I pre-ordered it. The other part where I almost stopped myself, and here's the pettiness. I almost stopped myself because I said, SloMo, when are you going to play this game? You never played on this Xbox anyway. And then I thought about all of the Xbox fans that cried about not getting this game, knowing they had zero intention of playing it because it's not their kind of game. And I just wanted to be one of the people to say, oh, weren't you the one that was crying about FF7 Remake and how Square Enix don't treat you right and put the games where I want to play them? Did you buy it? Because I bought it on your Xbox. And I just want, petty. And I had a good, what was it, like $40, $50 the burn? Why not? So I did that. Petty and lazy at the same time.
Petty and lazy.
I was pazy. Is
Hazy.
Is that like a combination of?
It is.
Whatever. That's what I was at that time.
You funny.
Anyway, so we far off topic. Neo 3, neither one of us playing it. Let's you ready to move on, man?
Oh yeah. Now you talk about a trash game, that Steelers game. Oh my God.
Yeah.
How you lose 30-33 in a playoff game?
We're gonna be here all night if we don't get all this up. So you mentioned Battlefield 6. Let's talk about Battlefield 6. Their new season got delayed.
Sure did.
And why was it delayed? Well, it was delayed so that they could have quote unquote further polish and refinement of the season. So season 1 is extended for 4 weeks. And I always say this, it is never a good look when you need to delay your season. It's never a good look. And we saw this a lot with Halo Infinite. And typically it's a sign. I think I also saw a little bit of this with X Defiant. And I'm not saying that Battlefield 6 is on its way to turning out the way those games did very shortly after their release. I'm not saying that, but it's typically not a good sign when you have, essentially a season delayed and you're clearly having a content a issue delivering the content in a timely manner that hitting your deadlines and whatnot. Forte, you're the Battlefield guy here. What are your thoughts on that? In addition to all the other issues that we see a lot of people who have been playing Battlefield are complaining about how long it takes to level up weapons.
That's ridiculous, bro.
The grind's a little bit too much. And then now you delaying the new season. What are your thoughts, man?
Listen, man, the hamster wheel is real in that game. Just to give people a comparison, Battlefield 2042, I hit rank 148, I believe, before I stopped playing it. And I had pretty much all the main weapons, like, for the classes I played, for like assault rifles, SMGs, DMRs, some light machine guns. I really did mess around with snipers in that game. But I had pretty much all those classes with all the main weapons, like 7 or 8 per class, maxed out. Like, and I want to say, I think I put about 700, 800 hours into Battlefield 2042, probably more than that, actually. But this game, my God.
This game's got like double the amount of experience needed to unlock all the attacks.
You can max out. So a gun in Battlefield, for the most part, we'll just talk about assault rifles because that's like the most common one. To max out an assault rifle in Battlefield 2042, you needed about 360 to 400 kills on a gun. Every gun in Battlefield 6 is like over 1,000.
That's ridiculous.
1,000 to like in the progression. And it's not like they added more like attachments and stuff. It's like the same type of attachments, but they're like 150 like kills or 200 kills spread out. So like to get I can if you had a really good game and got like 40 or 50 kills, you could unlock 3 attachments in one game in Battlefield 2042. You can play like a really good afternoon, 3 or 4 hours, like 2-3 hours of gameplay, and just modestly playing the game and having decent games like 20 kills here, 15 kills there, maybe a 30 bomb in there. You'll definitely have all the attachments for the most part that you want, but then that's when your completionist side kicks in and you want to get like the exclusive camos and you want to get like the stuff like that, or the gun that the exclusive like in-game camo for the gun and everything. And then that's when you're going into like the 500 and 600 kills. But we're talking about 1,000 kills before you even get to the part where you're talking about customizing the camo on the gun. I'm like, it's so stupid, but I love the game and it's fun. But it's like, it takes so long. And especially if you're a person that likes to jump around. Like I know SloMo, when he plays a game, he likes to jump around on different weapons and stuff depending on the map and stuff. Well, you really don't want to do that on Battlefield because it kind of pigeonholes you, because it's like, well, we're on this long range map. I've been working on this assault rifle that has a fall off range of like 23 meters, but but everything on this map is like 53 or more. So I need to switch to a DMR. But guess what? I ain't got nothing unlocked for my DMR. I ain't got no sights. I'm out here running around with iron sights and stuff. And I might got 15 kills on it. And guess what? I still need another 90 to get to the first attachment. That's the first thing. It's so stupid.
Awful, bro.
It's so stupid. Okay, but outside of that, now just getting to the crux of this matter right here, because that's the biggest thing that people got really issues with. Not really the leveling, it's just the leveling of the guns is what the problem is. But when it comes to like delaying the season, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Shout out, to the family of Vince Capella and everything. I feel like a lot of stuff got pushed back due to that. That was a very, very untimely thing. And I think I'm not going to say that they were directionalists when it came to like everything going on, because I think they do have really good team leaders and stuff like that. But when you have a person that kind of oversees everything and there's checks and balances that come into play when, especially with Vince Capella, he always he had his hands on everything in Battlefield. Like it pretty much seemed like he was like he was the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega when it came to like decisions that was being made. So I think a lot of that has to do probably with the delay, probably having to get people put into like different places to make sure that they made sure that this DLC or this season starts and comes out with a bang. Because the biggest thing with this is a lot of people love what they did in the first season. And there was really no issues with the season itself, but you can't follow that up with a bunch of bugs and a bunch of things that's coming into the game that wasn't there at launch. So I do think it's more of a cautionary thing where they're like, we want to make sure that this right. We want to keep the goodwill that we have gained with the players that we have already, because they did lose a lot of people. Like we already know it's kind of a normal thing when you go from, 350 something thousand people playing your game on one platform like Steam, and it drops to like 90,000. That's 66% or almost 70% of your player base gone. Now you're still around 100,000 people, but you don't want to lose those people because you put out a piece of content or put out a season that people got to engage with on a day-to-day basis and let it be half baked. So I think that's probably more what's going on, just trying to, get like leadership back into like a stable position with Vince not being with us anymore, which is very unfortunate. But this is a very pivotal point for them because, unless they're going to come out and maybe the leveling is going to get addressed in this. Maybe they don't want to bring out a season with the leveling still the way it is, because I don't know development, but I would think it's pretty simple to go in and like just lower their requirements for weapons and stuff, but they probably want to go through and make sure that they test the game, do some Q&A to make sure that it doesn't like break the game to a point where people are like getting stuff so quick that now everybody's like super overpowered and it's like this crazy battlefield at that point.
Yeah, or exploiting,
exploiting.
Things,
yeah. So I get all that.
I wonder what you think about, Gregor, very rare here, actually had a great idea. It's very rare he does this, but Gregor says that they should make it that if you kill someone, there's a chance, like a percentage chance, to drop an attachment from their weapon that you could then have. And so, like, say if you finally do get around to that DMR, you've killed enough people with that DMR that, like, random attachments that they had on there, like you were able to get that attachment because it maybe hit like 12.5, I'm just throwing this out there, percent chance of getting it. And therefore, you're not basically starting from scratch with every other weapon that's in the game, because, the grind is too much.
That's a good idea.
Go ahead.
No, I think that's a good idea. I think you could kind of take a take from like what are they called? The BRs and stuff, because you're scrapping and looking around for parts and stuff, and that's how you find your attachments and stuff off of like crates and stuff like that. I would say a better thing would be is to allow people to strip weapons while they're in the field. Like maybe they're using a different DMR, but if you kill somebody that has a DMR, you could pick their weapon up instead of just taking their weapon, because you could do that now. You could pick up somebody's weapon and use their kit if they have a really good one. So that's in the game. But maybe you like the way that your kit is already set up, and you don't have, because right now they have a point system on it, so you can only have so many attachments. But let's say you're in game, and the only way to bypass that attachment system, like 5 attachments on a weapon, is if you kill somebody in the world or in the game and they have that weapon, or they have a weapon that attachment will fit on. You can take like their scope. So say you're running around with iron sights, but you got everything else kitted out. Like you got your extended mag, you got your grip, you got your shoulder bump, you got all that stuff. You got the rail, you got a barrel and everything on it. You got the red dot scope, and you're running with a with iron sights on it. Say you kill somebody and they got a weapon, but they got the reflex optic on it. Then you could take that off their weapon and put it on yours. It allows you to be able to bypass the max that you have on your weapon temporarily while you're in the game. And then when you die, you lose that weapon and you go back to the kit you have. So I think, that's actually a really good idea now that I hear myself saying that, because I do think that's like a form of like breaking the game, but it's like a temporary way of doing it. Like you already got all the max attachments on your gun, but if you kill somebody with that weapon, you can take their attachments and add it to yours, and you only have it while you're still alive with that kit. And then that will give people, it won't make it seem like they're going through a whole 15 hours of gameplay to finally get to the loadout they want, because they can make it the way they want it to be up until they get to the point where they can unlock that permanently themselves.
So it's not a permanent unlock. I think that's the problem for me that I have, is that it's not a permanent unlock of those attachments. I would suggest
they're permanent unlock once you unlock them, but I'm saying if they give you the ability to like strip a weapon and take those and put them on your weapon that you already have, they're temporary in that realm. But guess what? There's a lot of people, like we all know how shooters are. Once people get the gist of what a really good gun is, everybody's going to be using it. So you're going to have your pick of a bunch of people when you kill them to like strip whatever weapon they have and use it on yours. It won't be too often where you're just running around with a stock weapon. And, then that would kind of make it so as you're leveling up your gun, you're just stripping other people's guns to be able to make your gun better while you're in the game. And then once you unlock it yourself, then you fully have it unlocked. I just think the problem is the monotony of running around, killing people with an optimized weapon that's not what you want it to be is not fun. And then the longer it takes to get there, it is even worse. So why not give people the ability to like take weapons from other people and keep your weapon, take their attachments, and make that gun your own gun until you die. It's just like having how you can have the what's the perk in Call of Duty, the overkill perk. Everybody loves to get the overkill perk because you can have 2 weapons at one time. So when you're stuck with just
primary weapons,
you get 2 primary weapons at the same time. But until you get that, you're dealing with a sawed-off close-up shotgun and a pistol. But when you get to that double primary, it's like, oh yeah, you going to work. Now you got something for long range. You got something for short range. Other than that, you're just waiting until people die around you. You picking up their kits to like kind of subdivide the gameplay that you want until you're able to get that perk yourself. I kind of think that's kind of the direction they need to go in. But just just by making the attachments adjustable to the game that, you pick them up off of people's bodies until you can unlock them yourself. I mean, that's just a thought, but there's a whole bunch of different ways they can do it based on how it's going now, because right now it's trash, literally trash.
I have an idea that's better than yours and Gregor's.
Okay, I'm going to hear it. Let's go. That's what we're here for.
So,
your good ideas.
What if within the battle pass, you have these blueprints?
Okay.
And as you level up through the battle pass, you unlock these blueprints for different guns. And with the blueprint, you also get the attachments that come with that blueprint already unlocked. So
All right,
you can customize the gun however you wish as you get more blueprints, but it's also a part of incentivizing players to actually play through the battle pass.
So is this the paid for version of the battle pass?
Oh no, you put that you'll put that in the free track. But it's still part of the progression.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I mean, but see, the thing is, for me, you're still, unless you are, depending on where they put those unlocks for those blueprints at, you're still dealing with the same issue. Yeah, you'll ultimately get to
this is contingent upon making the battle pass not a slog as much as the weapons are, because I heard the battle pass grind is just as bad.
So it's bad
they
too.
have an issue all around with everything taking too long.
Yeah, respecting people's time.
Yeah,
literally respecting time.
But,
yeah,
but look, EA will figure it out. Hopefully, But again, recipes to Vince, and I hope that DICE is able to kind of pick up the baton and keep things going, because they started out great, but as we always have said about live service games, you can start out amazing and end up being shut down a year later. So anyway, you ready, man, for the next one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh really?
Forza Horizon 6 has been revealed I said this wrong. Forza Horizon 6's release date has been revealed from within Forza Horizon 5 itself, as like a little advertisement bumper thing when you load it up. The release date is going to be May 15th for those who have early access, and then May 19th for everyone else. We are guaranteed to see more about the game during the Dev Direct that's coming at the end of this month. But Forte, what do you think about the release date?
What is the actual release date? What date did they give it? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. May 15th. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the week before my birthday. My birthday's May 20th. I think it's early, but I'm not mad at it. I'm trying to think. Forza in May.
Well, typically it's
typically September, like either the earliest is it's typically in September or November.
I think the game's probably late. So
you think it was supposed to come out? Well, a lot of people thought it was supposed to probably come out this holiday, but they delayed it. Well, they didn't even announce it until Tokyo Game Show, TGS. So officially announced it, I should say, because it was like the worst kept secret in the world, literally, with this game.
Yeah, everyone knew about it.
Everybody knew about this game. No, I'm good with that, because the one thing I like about this date, other than the fact that it's literally around my birthday and I love Forza, that means they must have something really, really good that's coming out. I mean, this is an assumption because you never know. But I would assume that means they have something really good that's coming out this holiday. And
well, they got a lot. There's a
lot of stuff coming this year.
Gaming in general, they got
a lot of stuff coming this year.
Gears, E-Day, Halo Combat,
Evolve, then what is
maybe Clockwork Revolution?
I think Clockwork. We're going to find out the date, because I think Clockwork is going to be one of the big games they're going to show. We know they're going to show, but we're going to find out the date on that. I think that's going to be early this year too. But that kind of opens up a game like Fable actually coming out at the end of the year. It does. And because Forza is usually a September, late October game going into, because I think Forza Horizon 5 came out November 4th. if I remember correctly, because it was the week before. It was a week. It was a week before
It was like 2 weeks after.
It was 2 weeks before
Halo Infinite's
the
multiplayer came out.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, because we all felt like, dang, they just set this out to die. But no, I think the date is good. I don't want to speculate because I really don't know what the heck is going on. But I do think this probably opens the door up to something really, really big coming out this year. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think they move Forza early in the year for something like State of Decay 3 to be at the end of it.
Nah.
I think I think it's
a
bigger.
I think that
I think it's a bigger game coming out later.
It's supposed to come out. I feel like it should have came out last year.
Well, no, now that's a whole nother thing. If we're operating on the assumption that it should have been a holiday game last year, then anything can happen at the end of this year because that's not even part of the plans. I just choose to live on the side of I am hopeful that this means that there is something bigger at the end of the year that they don't want to interfere with. Also, you never know. Grand Theft Auto coming out in November, and do you really want to put a actual driving game against a game that has simulated driving in a city that you could do a lot more stuff in? Because that's another thing too. So this would probably be the best window we can be in because and then you also got to take it off this. They launched Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation around the same time last year. So they saw really, really good growth on PlayStation 5 with Forza Horizon 5.
Imagine if the game plan originally was that to release Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation and have Forza Horizon 6 on Xbox and PC all within the same time frame.
Yeah, probably so. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also can see why if they were going to delay it out of last year, that they picked this date because this is about the same time, like I said, that they released it on PS5, the Horizon 5, and it sold 4 million copies in that month over the spring. So obviously people wanted the game on PS5 to buy it as much as they did. So it really just comes down to it's going to be a day and date release across all platforms.
Yeah.
So that's what that's kind of the only thing that we're really looking forward to that they're going to showcase during the January, the showcase at the end of the month on the 27th.
Well, I think they already mentioned that, or maybe it was Fable. They said this about no. It was Forza Horizon 6. They said it was a staggered release, but I personally I feel like it was just
2 weeks,
just a staggered release. Well, no, it's going to be some months before it goes
like
to PlayStation.
3-4 months.
Right, but I think that's more along the lines of just they needed some time.
Yeah, probably.
They need more time for its release. Traditionally on Xbox and PC, but just a little bit even more time on PlayStation, considering Playground has never released a game on PlayStation before that one. Sorry, they did do 5, but like whatever new things they're doing in Forza Tech, like it might be easier to do those things with game development kits that you have been using with tools that you've been cultivated for years on, within the Xbox ecosystem, but needing to use different game development kits and different tools to make a PlayStation game may have taken a little bit more time than they would have anticipated. I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Depth of Right. You ready to do this last rapid fire?
Let's do it.
And I'm happy about to talk about this one. Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft have announced on the 10th anniversary of the Division 1, a new mode coming to Division 2 called Realism Mode. And in Realism Mode, the game will change from being a RPG looter shooter to a realistic tactical combat game where your player, your agent can literally die from a headshot. And so that's sure, considering the kind of weapons and the kind of artillery and gear that you have to make things like far more difficult than they are in the game as is. And probably may attract a few people who said that they just didn't feel right to them shooting an entire magazine into somebody's forehead, and just because he's got a hoodie, somehow he survives, right?
No, you're right.
In addition to that, and I don't know if this, maybe this is just for PlayStation, but for the Division 1, they are updating that to have 60 frames per second on current gen consoles. I kind of felt like the Division 1 on Xbox Series consoles was already at 60 FPS, and this is just for PlayStation. But
I thought that too.
Maybe I was wrong. But maybe they needed to do it for both. But I thought the Xbox already had it at 60, but who knows? But anyway, that's happening for those who like the first game, are still playing the first game, and want to play it with a frame rate that's higher than 30. I mean, good grief, right? The Division 3, according to the game director Julian Garrity, the Division 3 is in strong development and it's moving along nicely despite all of the turmoil happening at Ubisoft. So Forte, what are your thoughts about all this?
I am indifferent because 10 years have went by. Yeah, this is like the 10-year anniversary of my leg when I got into my accident, because I remember I was in the hospital with my broken femur playing Division because I couldn't play Destiny. Well, actually, I put Destiny down. I said, I can't wait to play Division. I had played Division on my laptop in the hospital. I had over 200 hours in that game, SloMo, in 3 weeks. No, in 2 weeks. Because I played Division. Whenever I was like, my nurse would come into the room to check on me like at 4:00 in the morning, and I was up playing Division in the dark zone. It was wild, bro. I was loving Division 1. So I definitely am hoping that a lot of the issues that they had in just game design, structure, content delivery is 100% solved, because as much as I give Division crap sometimes, and it's mostly just due because you give so much crap on Destiny at that time, and it was just the easy pivot. I really enjoyed Division. I love Division. Like, I think that might be, outside of Call of Duty, that might be the game I played with you the most, in Division 2, like just running around doing missions and stuff. So the opportunity to jump back into that world and getting the chance to play it again would be something that I would welcome 100%. But it just comes down to execution with that game. The fact, like you said, dumping. A lot of people still can never get over, like you said, the fact that it's this big guy, just because he has armor, he has like armor on. Like, his armor isn't like withstanding a hellfire of the best gun that I got in the game and still having to load 2 clips into his head. It's like a disconnect, and I understand that, because that's the type of game that this is, and
it's an RPG.
You
so
gotta,
of course,
you gotta discipline.
Shouldn't just die the way they do in real life, but I get it. So for some people, they just can't wrap their head around.
Yeah.
So you were able to take all those bullets to the face because you had a armor plate in your chest? Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like that doesn't, you're able to survive an explosion of these little like balls rolling around on the ground, but you're okay. It's just like, it's fine when you're playing some kind of sci-fi space game like Destiny, where everyone's wearing like a suit, and you even know like half the people, whose character isn't even human, and clearly the enemies you fighting aren't human. But it's different when it's a dude in a tank top
Yeah.
And an assault rifle is just like, yeah, people just can't wrap their head around it. Not me, because I freaking love the Division, but I get why some people have that problem. So I they did say that this is an experiment. So what I take that as is that if this does well, we will probably see a realism mode for the Division 3 at launch, because they see that a lot of people liked it, enjoyed it. It brought even more players back to the Division 2, and they said, all right, well, Division 3, we're going to put this in here, which I just think the potential for that is encouraging to me, considering that, like, prior to this, when they came to this franchise, they would see what people liked from the Division and just ignore it. Like, going from Division 1 to Division 2, all the unique modes and features that Division 1 had, almost none of it made it into Division 2. And it's just, that's very unfortunate and disappointing from actual Division fans, that, you know, people, and now they're finally starting to get it. You see, like earlier last year when they announced that they were bringing back survival mode. And it's just like, why, when this game has been out since 2019, so we're going on like this, they announced this last year, so this was 6 years ago. For 6 years, this game has been out, and you're just now providing something that people said they wanted from day one. This is typical Ubisoft, just thinking they know better than everyone else and know better than the actual people who are going to buy and enjoy the content that you're making. You don't know better. You barely know how to tie your shoes, Ubisoft. Do better by actually listening to the players that spent money on your game and play your game. And so it looks like finally that kind of thing is starting to happen. And I just kind of hope that continues. I'm going to reinstall it and play some realism mode, because I just think about like how the game plays and wondering, like, I could really die off of one explosion. I could really die off of like getting, you know, taking half a magazine. It makes you really play the game differently, because a lot of hardcore Division players, we don't really take cover. I take cover in the game sometimes just because I just want to make it feel like it's real. I don't need to take cover. I could rush everyone and just blow everyone up and be just fine. And not really go down just because like a lot of my builds are set up that way. But, you know, with this mode, what build? There's no build that's going to save you from a headshot. And so I think that that's a pretty decent idea that I hope really takes off. You ready to?
Yeah, Addict just called. He's gonna jump in here for the Project Mara stuff too.
Okay, cool. So you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So Project Mara. Where is the? You know, I don't have any Project Mara.
It's only a 5-minute trailer, a 30-second trailer.
I thought I had it. I don't have it. Leave me alone. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys some Hellblade 2 gameplay. Project Mara, it appears, has been shelved. That's the way that Jez Corden from Windows Central, who's reporting this, is reporting it. That it's no longer in active development, and Ninja Theory will be focusing on Hellblade 3 going forward. Project Mara had hoped to have depict realistic mental health horrors through advanced technology, and was initially shown, actually I think maybe it been the only time it was ever shown, in January 2020, almost exactly 6 years ago. And so now, 6 years later, I guess they couldn't find a way to turn this into a game, so to speak. And so they decided to put it on the shelf for a while, or forever, more likely, as they work on Hellblade 3. And the Justice also said that Hellblade 3 will expand the combat and mechanics that we've seen in the previous 2 games, which was a key criticism of Hellblade 2, if y'all recall. So Forte, what are your thoughts about both of those things?
Well, just in general with the game, like it was. Let me ask you this: were you ever going to play this game off of the synopsis that they showed you in the trailer? Yeah, were you actually going to?
I mean, I'm not the right audience for that.
I'm not either.
I don't even play horror games right now.
I don't even like
you're
that's
not gonna
crazy.
Get me to play some crazy advanced psychological mental health horror game. Nope.
I was the same way. I was like, I'm not. I watched that trailer. Once I saw it was a topic. I went and watched that trailer again, and I was like, yeah, this looks really good. And then all of a sudden you see her with her teeth out and this thing shows up in the shadows behind her. And I'm like, nope, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Like the only games I played like that was Alien Isolations and stuff. And that's because I'm an Alien fan. So the only reason I played that is because I'm an Alien fan. Outside of that, I don't know. I am not the target audience. I am not the person. Like I didn't play Outbreak. I ain't play. Is it Outbreak or Outlast? Not Outlast.
Outlast.
I didn't play that.
This is my issue with Outlast. They give you a camera, and that, like
with a battery.
Well, yeah, like some batteries. Good luck
out there. Good luck out there, bro.
This is the reason why. Look, I was on Mooch's show earlier, and we were talking about Resident Evil, and Mooch asked me, what's your favorite Resident Evil? And I said, Resident Evil 3 remake. And that's very unpopular. Most Resident Evil fans can't stand 3 remake. They think it was all the remakes, the one misstep that Capcom made. For me, I thought it was fantastic. I'm glad they made it the way they did. Why? Because I had ample ammo. I had so much ammo. I had ammo coming out my butt cheeks. It was so much ammo. And I was shooting up everything. And Nemesis didn't pop out randomly. Nope. He just showed up at very opportune times for dramatic effect in the story. Appreciate that. Didn't have to worry about Nemesis chasing me randomly anywhere. And I just, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not into these kind of games where you're helpless. Like you have no means of defending yourself. You have no melee weapons. You have no guns. You've got no powers. You're just some random loser caught in a bad situation, running for your life and trying to complete puzzles to make it to the end. That is not my idea of a good time. But I'm not saying that's not anyone else's, because clearly these games, this is a genre of these games. There are people who enjoy playing games like that. I am just not one of them. And so when it comes to Project Mara, like maybe you would have, I don't know what they were intending to do with this, but just the entire premise of where they were going with it was a hard no for me.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Now about Hellblade 3, what do you think about them kind of leaning more into the expanding the combat, expanding the mechanics of the combat? What do you think about that?
I heard that already, man. Are we really gonna do it? That's my whole thing. No, I felt like they did. This is the thing with Ninja Theory. I felt like they did just enough to like make people happy with Hellblade 2. I don't feel like they went far enough. I feel like they need, like, I understand going and working on a Hellblade 3, which is a more successful franchise. And the reason it's more successful is because it's a game that you got 2 entries out, and Project Mara will be a first attempt. And that game's not going to be for everybody. Hellblade's not even for everybody, but more people are going to play a game like that than they probably would play, a psychological horror game like that. And that's more psychological than anything. The thing is, I think they would do really, really well with that type of game just due to the things they did inside of Hellblade with the voices in your head and everything. I could see that really, really, really not being like a one-to-one comparison, but being parts of how you feel like you're in your own head when it comes to things like that. Like if you want, like I feel like if you wanted someone to make a real proper Blair Witch game, freaking Ninja Theory could do it. A real, like, if you want a real Blair Witch game, I think they could do it. And I would, and guess what? I ain't even watched that movie because I refuse to. So
see, like I like horror movies. I just don't like horror games. And maybe it's the static nature of, I know the detachment that, like, I know I can't do nothing about this. You know, I have no control over the scenario that happens in the movie or TV show, whatever, right? But when it comes to a game, like, I'm the one that has to go walk around that corner when that weird sound's going on. I'm the one that's got to open that door. I'm the one that's got to turn around because the thing is right behind me. You know, I'm not cool with it. I mean, y'all saw me play Alien Isolation.
I sure do.
Y'all had a great time.
Sure did. Not. You did not.
Story was dope because I like aliens. Story was dope. Very well thought out, very well written. Having that alien randomly just show up anywhere, not fun. Not fun at all, okay? Also, those androids, not cool at all. Didn't like them. They super durable, just dumping all kinds of ammo into their head and they just keep going. Didn't like it. So, but I get why people enjoy it. That's it. I think with Hellblade 3, I said what they say they're doing now for 2 is what I said I wanted them to do for 2 after playing 1. I wanted them to expand the combat, expand the mechanics, but what they seemed to did really was like restrict the combat to these one-on-one, very tense one-on-one fight scenarios.
They were definitely tense.
Yeah. And they accomplished their goal in that. But I still actually, when expanding the combat, I wanted them to create, give Senua more tools and more like skills at her disposal to actually deal with multiple enemies at once. That seemed to be somewhat of a drawback in the first game. But instead of doing that, they just said, all right, well, you know, we'll make sure that, like, really, you're not going to get into any scenarios where you're fighting 3 people at once. It's just a lot of very, like, great sound design, by the way, but, like, tense, thumping sounds going in your head, in your ear, as you just kill one guy and then another dude like falls on top of you because some other guy just murdered him, and now you're like, he's swinging on you almost immediately. Now you gotta dodge out of the way. Like, all that stuff was cool, but when you really look at the structure of Hellblade 2, Hellblade 1 had this thing. Okay, let me go back to Hellblade 1. Hellblade 1 had like the first half was like 80% puzzles, 20% combat. And then the second half was like 20% puzzles, 80% combat. It wasn't balanced, but they made it balanced in to a degree in Hellblade 2, but there still just wasn't enough for that short experience, enough combat to go around. Like you like, I'm showing gameplay from when I first played it. You wash up on this beach, and then it's like 5 minutes of walking, and then you start fighting someone. And then after that, there's no fighting. You're talking to another character. You go into a village, you're walking around, you know, like bad things are happening. You're kind of getting the stories, a couple puzzles, and then you go to some crazy, freaky tribal sacrifice bonfire, and then you're fighting again. And it's just like, remember, and I know this is like different game design, different philosophy, but I think that the point of what this developer's ethos was still kind of rings true for some of these games here. Remember when Bungie, back in Halo, said 30 seconds of fun, right? Was it 30 seconds of fun?
Yeah, that's what it was, 30 seconds of fun.
Every 30 seconds, you need to make sure that the player is engaging in combat and having fun. Don't let all the other stuff that you can do dominate the game so much that the player forgets that. In both Hellblade 1 and Hellblade 2, sometimes you go so long without fighting that I forget what the mechanics are.
What the
by the time I got to
fuck?
fight again, and I'm like, how do I dodge again? You know, it's you never want that to be the case where literally you probably should be putting up a prompt showing people how to do the combat again after another whole long period of time of no combat. And for me, that was just not, I kind of felt like that could have been better, you know, could have been fine tuned, could have been, you know, made some modifications to it to make that better. I do think that like that bonfire fight sacrifice thing, that fight was dope. It was dope. That fight and the fight at the end in the rain.
Dog, it's so all those, good, bro.
That was amazing.
So good.
Why is it like I'm talking about 2 fights in the entire game that were really great?
It was so like it was wow. Like the final fight, the fight in the rain with the thunder and stuff. Oh my God, bro. So good. And then even the part at the end when you're like at the beach and you're like making your way through the wreckage trying to get to the middle. Even that with even that mechanic that they were having with the waves and stuff, that was really cool because you had to like time it and stuff to get to the middle and everything. And I really, really even enjoyed that part of the game. So they did a lot of really, really, really good things. I feel like they improved on the first one in every way. I just feel like, I will say this, I do feel like the story itself in the first one was more compelling because it was more about her and overcoming her demons with her lost lover, and the climax at the end pause of you seeing yourself in the evil one really hit home. And it just goes off into this crescendo with the soundtrack and everything. All that stuff just kind of just met perfectly.
Oh, also fighting the giant, I thought was great.
Oh yeah, fighting the giant was cool.
It was very unique and different. And that if anything, like if you want to change anything or have to take anything out to make sure there's more combat, stuff like that needs to stay. Where you're basically like, there's this giant that she's fighting. And it's really not necessarily a fight like physically, like where she's like stabbing the thing up, but it's more of a fight of like getting to a particular point where she could, I forgot how she defeated it, but like it's like using like this blast of like fire, but you have to get behind pillars or get behind something to protect Senua from like the damage that the giant can do. And it's like, it's really, but though if you really like pay attention, it's timed on the music and the way the bass line of the music is going. So it kind of tells you when you need to be undercover, be based upon the music. It was so well done the way they synced that stuff together. I feel like they had a lot of great ideas. It's just, it needed to be more game, more interactivity of the player in order to really like hammer it home. And you know, who knows, maybe it took them so long to get what they had because they needed Unreal Engine 5 to be at a place where they could actually achieve their vision. And that's why it took so long. Because this was the very first game they showed.
Yeah.
After they showed, or maybe before they showed, I think it was after they showed the Xbox Series X all for the first time. So, like, this was like, and so many people were like, they're never going to be able to make it look like that, and they did make it look like that, even though on console only had 30 FPS. But they did achieve that visually. But you know, if you really think about what we know now about Unreal Engine 5. None of the stuff that they showed in the demos for Unreal Engine 5 was really possible, even by Epic. And we saw like in Fortnite, it took them years to get to the point where they could say, yeah, all the stuff that we showed you guys in 2020, yeah, you could put that in the game now. So I'm not surprised that the technology wasn't quite there for them. I just kind of wish they may have like built up as the, you know, potentially waiting to kind of get the game there, and the environments look freaking amazing. And they, I know they went to like Iceland to really like make it look authentic. But like while you're doing that, you could also like have a really good combat designer in there, really like making the game stuff great. But
no, I agree.
I don't know.
100%. I don't know where Attic at. I don't know what happened to him either.
But I don't want to sit here trying to figure out what else to talk about. I do think that I've said this, and I'll say this real quick, and then we can kind of, I guess, like wrap it up. But I feel like I'm glad that Ninja Theory is able to make a Hellblade 3, because I've heard some things about what the direction that they're going, and they're going to be doing a lot what other publishers are doing, where a lot of the smaller games, a lot of the more unique experiences are not going to be what they're really pushing or green lighting, but more why allow you to make this when I could get you to make something or revitalize an IP that we have that's popular, or in the case of, say, like there's a Fallout TV show that's blowing up right now, and they have no Fallout games to actually mirror that and generate even more hype off the game, because of the TV show being so good. Like, now the end result of that is that if y'all want Fallout, you go out to get a whole lot of Fallout. You're gonna get Fallout Remake. You know, we talked about this last week. You're getting Fallout 3 Remake. You're getting the Fallout New Vegas. You're getting, and more than likely, probably going to get a Fallout 5 that isn't being developed by Bethesda Game Studios directly, because, you know, by the way they go about their business, Elder Scrolls is up next, and Fallout it'll be 2035 before Fallout 5 comes out. So, hey, maybe you get Obsidian on that. Maybe you get In Exile on that. You know, people who have the pedigree to do it. But at the same time, the more you tap into your other studios to do those things, the less creativity of those studios is being utilized. And I feel like that's the detriment. You can't just have your cake and eat it too. That's the flip side of the coin that everyone kind of like doesn't want to acknowledge is a problem, but I think it is. You know, we can talk till we're blue in the face about how great and diverse a lineup can be, but if no one's playing those games, you can't expect that diversity to continue on. When I say no one's playing those games, I don't mean literally nobody's playing those games, but in the kind of numbers that these publishers, and Microsoft isn't special in this, but these big publishers, they want massive numbers. They want crazy numbers for their games, and they don't see crazy numbers. They say, oh, that was a disappointment, even though it was a high quality game, you know?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Anyway, let's get on up out of here. It is actually it's only about 11 o'clock, but I do need to probably wrap it up anyway, simply because I gotta get up early in the morning for work yet again.
Get up early? What's that?
You know what? I'll let you have that one, because you actually gotta drive to work in the cold, and I don't. So you can have that. You can have that. Yes, I have to get up early.
You ain't gotta. You'll get up early is like get up, maybe brush your teeth, maybe put. You'll put. I mean, you ain't gotta leave out your house, bro. Literally get up. Probably. The amount of times I bet you go to your computer with your pajama pants on or shorts or jogging pants, and you just put a nice shirt on so you could be on camera. I know you one of those people.
I just hear a lot of hate. I just hear a lot of hate right now.
Listen. I wish I was one. I wish I was like you, man. I wish I could work from home and feel like I want to walk around in my briefs all day and be at my computer and have a button-up shirt on with my glasses on or with glasses on and fix these complex issues across the globe that I got to do, and being an IT tech, and then could get up and, when there's nothing going on for like 3 hours, I could play like a video game and, listen to Spotify while I'm up here cussing my kids out about not cleaning their room, and, telling my wife how much I love her, and, all this. I wish I could do all that stuff while I was sitting at home, bro. So you living a good life.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm very blessed. I say that.
You are blessed.
But Forte, what you got going on for the rest of the week?
For the rest of
for now until next week, I would say.
Well, trash day tomorrow. Work this weekend. Got a couple of personal things I got to deal with, but outside of that, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. Maybe play some Call of Duty with you one of these days so you can leave me alone.
Whatever. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
But you don't want to play Battlefield with me. I think you deleted it. That's why.
Hold on. I still have Battlefield installed.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably got a bunch of updates though.
Yeah, probably. But I still have it. I still have it installed.
One of these days we'll play Battlefield together. One of these days.
Is that what I have to play Battlefield in order for you to play Call of Duty? Is that
no? You wouldn't have to do. No, it's not like that. Not at all. Not at all. No, that's definitely not something that has to happen. But I would love for it to happen though. If you know what I mean.
I'll play some Battlefield with you this week.
Okay. Yay! Right. Some Battlefield. Greatest one of the best shooters ever made.
Right. For myself, that, and I want to make sure I beat Demon School over the next week, so I could then play some other RPGs I want to play. And also I'll give you guys feedback on these controllers that I got coming through, because one of them I believe might be kind of a sleeper hit. I think that Gila kit might be, well, actually the Vader 5 Pro everyone thinks is amazing and like is on par with the GameSir G7 Pro, but I think that Gila kit TT Max. I
have that Metal Gear, that controller we were talking about, that PC one, the Metal Gear one that came in that set.
The game.
I had that on sale at my store for $54 right now.
We might have to talk. We might have to talk off.
Because I know it was $100 when we were talking about it.
Right. $50. I may have to go ahead and cop that. We'll discuss later on. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Appreciate everyone for coming through. We are out. We will see you guys next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or unless Forte hits me up an hour before and says 15 more minutes. And we're out. Peace.
15 more minutes. I need 20 more minutes, mofo.